Well, quick update. I have a 7th panel in place, a post. That's a temporary post there just to keep things stable until I get the next post in. But the 7th panel is there. One bad thing about it is that somehow I flipped it. And so what I have is a crisscross mess. In other words, it should be the other way around. That cable that's coming down here should be on the other side, and it shouldn't cross underneath. Also, I want to point out the reason why I'm able to plug in all 7 panels. Guess what? The cables arrived finally from US Solar. Only a couple days late, plus a 10-day delay. But nonetheless, they're here. I haven't. They came late afternoon. I didn't have time to actually rig it up properly, but that's a separate time. I'm hoping that the last 3 panels are going to go quickly, because I'd like to wrap up this journey, if you would. As far as the second journey, maybe we'll do a separate video on that. But let's just focus on this one and see what we can pull in, and see if this is a viable solution. It's a lot of money to find out. No, it's not. I'm hoping that it's a viable solution. But like I said, tomorrow I need to flip that panel because I like things orderly. It may not cause problems. Then again, you are crossing electrical wires. Long term, that might not be good. I think it's going to be okay because it's shielded. But I still would like to have it proper. The one thing I did notice with these panels is if I go to flip it, the holes that I bolt these things in, the top and the bottom, well, actually all the holes don't line up. In other words, when I flip it, where I have the existing holes, you would think, well, it'll just go into place, and that's not necessarily the case. I've had trouble with that. I measured it out, went to put the panel up, and had pre-drilled holes. That's how I started it out, and they were not even close. That's because the measurements were flipped. For some reason, they're not identical when they have 4 holes, 2 towards the top, towards the bottom. The distance from the edges, meaning from the top edge to where the hole is not necessarily the same distance as it would be coming down. Just a case in point, the distance that we're seeing here, well, actually the distance we're seeing between this one and the very top here, let's see if that's perspective, does not appear to be the same as this distance. And yes, I ordered the wrong bolts. They're about an 3/4 inch too long, but I figured a way how to make sure that everything is tight, putting a nut underneath and then putting a nut on. Let's see if I can get that in view. There we go. So there's 2 nuts, and it works fine. It's in there good and tight, and there we go. All right, take care. Sorry, one more thing, and that is when I went to put in the 6 panels, I was pulling in, because of the cloud coverage, 700 watts. When I put in these 5 and 6, connecting them together because I was so excited, it dropped down to 400, and I was quite disappointed. I thought I was going to go up, but I think it's because I'm not sure, but one of the panels may have been shaded, which will kill the flow of wattage going through these things. Also, the Jackery units does have a sensitivity. They said to update the firmware, and that sensitivity is when these panels start producing electricity first thing in the morning or totally shut off at night, they will trip the Jackery unit, and it basically disconnects all output, and technically that's not good for what I have connected. I have an aquarium. I don't need my fish to freeze. Anyways, I've reported it again. It is a known issue. I wish I knew that, but that is the case, and it's happening more frequently now. And I'm getting F5 errors, F6 errors, and other errors as well when that happens. So it's an inconsistent error, but it's all the same thing, that as soon as it triggers any input from these panels, not from those, that's when it has to be reset. It's an easy reset process. Hold 2 buttons in, reset it, and then wait till it comes back up, recognizes, oh, you do want to use those high PVs, then we'll let you do it now. And then I hit the power button on the output, and everything's good for the day. It's just that I don't want it. I want it running 24 hours, not interrupted. And because I'm not always there to babysit it. So now that's it. Thanks for listening.